Hey, Hot Grease here. It's been one of them soupy mornings. Everything's wet. We're soaking wet from sweat, not from rain. So I have not done any videos. We're 5 miles in, and I feel like I'm neglecting you. So we're here at a place that I thought I was going to do a video, but we got so much fog and so many clouds close to the ground at the old fire tower. Look, it's even, you can barely see it's blowing so you can hardly see that. So it's not even worth climbing up. There'll be no view there. Normally from here, I mean, you can see New Hampshire, Monadnock. It's gorgeous. But sometimes the trail gives you your reward, and sometimes it doesn't. So it's not gonna do it today, right now. But I hope it clears off and we get some views. But that's north. We're headed towards Manchester, Vermont. See everybody there. Hey, it's Hot Grease. As rerun. I ran into this tree. I just got to take a video of it. Look at this tree. It's crazy. It's leaning way over. It grew back on a hairpin turn and up again. Unbelievable. Anyways, I thought that would be interesting. We're headed up trail. We're headed north. Somewhere around 14 today, maybe a little more. We haven't decided. Headed towards Manchester, Vermont. A little bit of a dull day. It's hard to video. I've been thinking about what I want to do, and I've come up with something, so I may do it. I'm thinking whether what I want to say. So I'll be back. Hey everybody, Hot Grease again. I'm back with some FaceTime. Yeah, we've been looking for a trail that I can walk and talk and video at the same time. And Vermont is lots of rocks, lots of wet rocks, slippery, lots of mud, moss, and it's getting us ready for the whites. There's no doubt about that. And it's been fun. It's been, we just got to keep our eyes open and put our feet in the right place. And my ultras are gripping pretty good. Slipped a few times, but they've been working pretty good. So, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you remember back, well, first of all, you know, the videos basically started out, in my mind, for me to have something documented on my hike, and then after that, you know, it was meant for my grandkids, but it's grown into so much more than that. There's so many people watching and so many people interested, and again, I thank everybody. It's a good feeling. So when I talk about family, I mean, basically I'm talking to my grandkids and my family, but if you're interested, stay tuned, because this is about family. So when I was in New Jersey, I talked about how the trail jogged my memory, and it brought back some things. I went to a wedding, and family was there, and it was great, and I talked about it, and it was such a positive thing. And now I'm back. Now, on the flip side of that, here I am in Vermont, and I'm sitting here thinking about Vermont and my family here. Again, my dad was born here, and he had a brother that lived in Brattleboro, and that was my Uncle Geno. And so I've been thinking about him all morning long. And, you know, it's been 25 years he's been gone. But still, it's funny how I didn't really forget about him, but the memory bank just doesn't bring him up that often. And he was a good guy. I just remember him so much from when I was little. I mean, this was in the early 60s. So we used to come visit in Brattleboro. He lived on this big hill. And the hill was kind of, it's in town. And I remember the hill was different because anybody who was coming down the hill, as they were pulling the car down, they could not see the road. The front of the truck or the front of the car, you could not see what was in front of you, and it was a one-lane road. So they used to come down slowly once they made the corner. But any car coming up the hill, they had to beep the horn. So the guy coming down the hill knew they were coming. So it was just, we'd sit on his front porch and I'd watch that back and forth. I thought it was so cool how that worked. But if you've ever been to Brattleboro, Vermont, you know about the big hills and all that stuff. And Uncle Geno was a character. He was a big hunter. He used to go to Maine every year. And he'd stop in at the house with his Jeep. I was just always looked up to him. He was older than my dad. And he was a great guy. He had a pet squirrel that he could sit on his front porch and put peanuts in his shirt pocket, and the squirrel would come up and dig the peanuts out of his pockets and eat them sitting on his lap. We could not be out there when that was happening, but if we looked out the window and watched, it was just a neat thing. And it's amazing what the trail does. It brings back memories that I have forgotten. And I still have cousins in Vermont. Boy, I believe Martha and Barbara are still in Brattleboro. I know Rich is in White River Junction, and Philip, I think, is in Florida, but I don't know if they're watching me or not. But I remembered your dad, Uncle Geno. I'm in your state. I'm walking through it. Maybe you're watching. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Hey, it's Odd Grease. That's where I came from. And then I come out to this beaver flowage. It's beautiful. The wind's blowing. I'm hot and sweaty and it just feels really good. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the sky. It's beautiful. Lots of softwood. I'll bring it in a little closer. That's the hut in the dam right there. Doesn't look active. All right, everybody. See you up trail.